Welcome back to Final Fantasy IX. After all that plot and tinkling under the stars, we're going to be moving on with more plot. Hooray!
Sit down, I can't stop tinkling.
Okay, so we're now at the point where we have 5 party members, right? So how does this game do, party switching? Like, if you've got...
You can't until you get the ship.
Okay.
Yeah. Once you get the ship, you can freely switch party members. Eventually, you can switch Zidane out of your party, although he's always going to be your field avatar.
Okay, so where's Kina at this point then?
She's just hanging back in the kitchen, I think.
She just didn't want to go, and we're...
I like how, none of us are batting an eyelash at the idea that I'm calling him a he, you're calling him a she, and
when it's not clear, nobody gives a shit. I think is the big thing.
Might as well be someone on the internet.
Kina never specified her pronouns, so
yeah,
he doesn't.
You know how you meet someone on the internet and you never know what pronoun to call them, but you're always too nervous to ask what gender they actually are.
Yeah.
So if phrased incorrectly, you can come off as a creeper.
Yeah.
No, you just have to send them the Professor Oak image, and then you're good. Are you a boy or a girl? You won't, and since it's that kind of image, you won't even end up offending anybody. So, yeah.
Unless the person you're asking is what was the name of the second gym leader in Generation 2? Was it?
Bugsy. Bugsy. Oh, androgynous.
Yeah, androgynous. It's one of my favorite Professor Oak memes. It's just like, are you a boy, or it just becomes fixated on Bugsy and he's not sure.
He just stares intently.
They make fun of that in the Gold Silver Crystal manga, right?
Yeah, Gold thinks Bugsy's a girl at first.
All right. Time for the Iifa tree.
I wonder. I wish I had time to read that if I didn't run to a fucking encounter.
It's time for the Iifa tree, and before we go in, it's actually a good thing this battle happened, because there's something to warn every player about before you go into this dungeon. Make sure your party is not leveled in a multiple of 5. Remember that level 5 death spell I mentioned? The boss has it.
You got plenty of encounters, though, between now and that boss encounter, so...
Yeah.
It must really suck the first time you're playing and you don't know about it, though.
Yeah, that happened to me. All my party was multiple 5. Very bad luck.
Oh, so did you get one-shotted, then?
Yeah, I did.
I don't have a choice.
And then I'm guessing at that point, then you grind everybody exactly one level and try again.
Yeah, ever since that defeat, I've always been a bit paranoid in Final Fantasy about my characters being multiple to level 5. So what I'll always do is if I hit level 5, I'll grind up one level.
Yeah, it's like when I'm grinding for the dragons. Then it's Final Fantasy 6 Advance. 50 looks like a solid number, and then I think, oh wait a minute, 51.
Yeah.
That's such a random number, though. It's like 51. Okay.
Yeah, it's just, in most Final Fantasy games, your maximum level is going to be 99. In Final Fantasy VIII, it was 100, which meant you were vulnerable to level 5 death forever.
You know what? You know what that means? You know what they should do at the end of the game in one of those Final Fantasy games where you're at a point where you need to be level 99 to go up against super bosses? The super boss should have level 3 death instead.
Fuck you.
Now,
Come on, it's great. That's a great idea. You know they should do it.
Perhaps.
Okay, so there's a magic wall in the way.
This is the most ominous Yggdrasil.
Poke again, body slam, or ask Ico. I like how you have the option to body slam the magic barrier.
And in this corner, weighing 123 pounds, it's Zidane. And in this corner, weighing approximately 6,000 tons, it's the Iifa tree. This Sunday on Alexandria Raw.
It's time for you to make like a tree and get out of here, you dumbass.
Zidane would be the world's worst wrestler.
Yeah.
Well, he's so scrawny.
Don't they have a lightweight division?
What just happened here, in case you were missing the dialogue, is that Aiko communed with an Eidolon and had it remove the barrier for her, because the Eidolon was blocking the way. So now you have the Ruby, which lets you learn Carbuncle. But you can also use the Diamond and the Sapphire after you've learned Carbuncle's Summon to change its ability. I forget which of the two is Shell and which is Protect. But it's actually pretty handy to have Aiko use that, because being able to cast Protect or Shell on your entire party at once is, well, it's the only efficient way to get your entire party buffed at one time. Because you can't multi-target with Protect or Shell, and because of the ATB bar's speed, you won't be able to have it on your entire party all at once. So the only really good ways to buff your party up all at once are Big Guard and Carbuncle.
The hell is that thing?
Diamond, the Diamond with Carbuncle, if it plays a short animation, it's Vanish. Long animation, it's Vanish and Protect. The Emerald, it's Haste, short animation. Haste and Protect.
Oh, wow.
With long animation. Moonstone is Shell, short animation, and Shell and Protect, long animation.
I had that completely wrong then. Oh, Jesus.
That's why we do this research.
I think
Game too soft to live.
I think the higher your level, the more likelihood of getting a longer animation, though. And I think there is also a passive ability that both summoners can learn to increase their likelihood of the
Boost.
of the full animation. Yeah, boost.
It's called Boost, yeah. That guarantees long animation. So 3-minute long arc summonings for days.
Wouldn't you get really tired of that, though?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, unless you're deliberately drawing it out for the auto regen, then you're just like sitting back, smiling. Yeah, oh yeah, I
So
broke this game.
to be honest, the only time I can think of where it's, both lucrative and time-saving is against Ozma, because if you go against all the friendly creatures, you remove his immunity to shadow damage, so you can do massive damage to Ozma and heal yourself fully at the same time.
Yeah.
So, like, oh god damn. Oh wait, never mind.
Wow, it's a good thing we're overleveled. That might have hurt.
Painful, but
And
then,
we're wasting Zidane trance.
Oh,
Hooray.
damn it.
but like, okay, never mind. I just completely lost my train of thought.
No, not just the Dons. Aiko's as
Ico's.
well.
Oh, shit.
What's
now,
her
Aiko's
trance?
trance.
Double
white. Yeah, she can cast 2 white magic spells.
Oh,
Which is pretty handy, actually, because she also has the ability to cast Holy, so she can be double attack or
Wait a
double
minute.
support.
You can steal the thing that instantly kills him.
Yep.
Why are you carrying that?
Oh, man.
Those are my favorite insta-deaths, though. It's one thing when you use Phoenix Downs on undead creatures, and by reviving them, you kill them. But using a soft against a petrified enemy, like, too soft to live, I was like, what the fuck does that mean?
I actually didn't know that that you could use a soft on that enemy. I always just killed it.
Anything that looks like it's made of stone, you can use a soft on and kill them instantly.
Oh.
Always saying the same thing, it becomes too soft to live, which again I ask, what the fuck does that mean?
That's interesting. So the stone golems can be killed with softs.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Are there any other enemy types that works with, or
Just undead.
just undead? Okay.
Undead and stone monsters in this game specifically. I don't think that works in other games.
Wait,
I
did
don't
we have a
know
letter
of-
from Kuppo to Kupo?
Yep.
No, Kuppo to Kuppo. Keep your grammar rules in check. If there's two consonants after a vowel, the vowel will have a short sound. If there's
Should be on
one,
Wheel of
it's a
Fortune,
long
Moose.
sound. Yeah, you see how that works?
Sure.
Ah, man.
Stay in school, kids.
I don't know why I never participated in any spelling bees. I would have been the champ.
Now every
Nomenclature.
enemy in here is just so you know, every enemy in here is undead. So just cast life on everything to get instant wins.
Or Phoenix Downs.
Yeah.
Did you already
Including
give
the,
Aiko that Phoenix Pinion thing in order to get
Not
her-
yet. Not yet.
Oh. Okay. Oh, you're probably working on other shit then, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or I could just stab it with my sword, and that works too.
Well, you are at level 50. takes a long time for them to die when you cast life on them, though.
Yeah, for some reason.
I think it's they don't get the memo. Well,
Oh
pretty
right,
light.
I'm dead.
That's right. Oh, that's right.
I do like the idea of white mages having the ability to insta kill undead because it's very similar to the cleric ability in Dungeons and Dragons, the turn undead, where clerics just have the ability to banish the undead.
Yeah, it's a like a common religious thing too. Is that priests are generally like how like how vampires are afraid of holy shit and things like that. So it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, priest tagline should be holy shit.
Well, it makes a fair amount. It makes a fair amount of sense until you realize that in the context of this fantasy, white magic is just a school of magic and not connected to any deities. So there's no real divine power involved.
Look at that thing! It's going underground. What does that do?
It worked because I'm the main character.
It worked because he's a genome. Plot
Yes,
twist, spoiler alert.
He's a... Okay.
But yeah, the genomes, or rather, the people who made the genomes are the ones who made the Iifa tree.
It's also the thing that's producing all the mist.
Yep.
Do we know all of this stuff yet, or is this the stuff that...
We're learning it now.
Oh,
Yeah,
we're
learning it as we go. Well, we'll learn about the genomes in Disc 3, but as far as the Iifa
genomes
tree's
not now,
function, yeah.
The tree itself will the monster guarding the tree, Soul Cage, will tell you if I'm dead, no more mist will spread.
Yeah.
So do you kill it?
Also, down here, we're fighting these things.
Undead
Zombie
dragons.
dragons. It doesn't quite have the same kick as Dracolich, though.
Dracula is pretty badass. The thing that like kind of weirds me out because I'm kind of squeamish with certain things when it comes to fleshy textures. This thing clearly has like gaping holes around its arms and body.
Yeah.
Yep.
I wish they'd find a little, but it is undead, so you can cast life on it.
Did it fail just now?
Yeah, it missed.
You miss life.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a very rare thing when you're using it offensively, but yeah, it can potentially miss. It's based on the same spell accuracy stat that governs Dagger's summons, I suppose.
Most likely, yeah.
So wait, that thing was a zombie and it had a phoenix down on it. What?
Yeah.
Yeah. We throw the phoenix down at it, it bonks it in the head, instantly kills, and we pick up the phoenix down again.
Well, they tend to do that in Final Fantasy, where when you're intended to use a specific item against enemies to progress, you'll always be able to steal the item. You know how you can steal grenades from fish in Final Fantasy X? It's because around that point in the game, you're being instructed to use grenades as Riku, and it's our only way of inflicting any significant damage, so they let you steal all the grenades you need from the fish. It's not like you can, go to a shop while you're swimming around in the underground ruins.
A part of me always took the zombie dragon as like an undead version of an encounter you'll fight way later down in this game, the Nova Dragon.
Yeah.
The Nova Dragon is, unfortunately, it's the dragon that you saw Kuja riding earlier on.
No. That's different.
No.
The Nova Dragon is the one you fight before entering Memoria.
Oh, right. Also, Lamia's flute, new weapon for Ico.
And a remedy.
And a hot
treasure
plate.
chest just hidden, just barely off screen, and you can see the corner of the treasure chest and nothing else. You've already got all the spells for this one, but it is technically a better weapon.
Yep.
And we've got this little girl dressed up in Lamia gear. That's creepy.
And the Lamias in this game are not exactly, what's the word I'm looking for, attractive?
It's weird though, because normally those are one of the more sexed up monsters in these types of games.
Yeah, and earlier Final Fantasies did play up the feminine aspects of a Lamia, but in this game they're kind of like lizards. Well, they have lizard faces.
They're like they've got snake. They're like the snake versions of mermaids.
Like they're like Nagas, pretty much.
Yeah, more or less. But they've also got weird and deliberately unsexy proportions and really big like hand fans. The healing rod. This is a good one.
It's to catch you off guard. You see a Lamia from behind, and it's like, hey, who's that sexy snake? And he turns around, it's like, oh god, Miss Piggy.
The Healing Rod teaches you Healer, which increases the ability of your healing magic.
Hooray.
It's always good to have those abilities equipped that buff your ability to heal. Although it's not really necessary at this point, because if you're in that if you're at level 50 at this point in the game and you're in that big a desperate need for healing, well, you're doing something horribly, horribly wrong.